A beautiful evening to you and welcome to the news at 7:30. Making the headlines tonight, Governor Obianora assures of intensified security across the state this Yuletide. Health Commissioner says ministry ready to partner stakeholders to institutionalize successes made in the health sector of the state. National Assembly workers protest no payment of salaries, call for clerks removal. And in the foreign scene, France authorities suspend fuel tax hikes weeks after yellow vest protests led to economic crunch. My name is Chidimma Oranwa. And now the detail of the news. Governor William Obianora has assured the state citizenry who are willing to come back for the Yuletide of adequate security. The governor gave the assurance at the symbolic switch-on of the 2018 Christmas decoration around the state at Opiweka Road Garden, Onitsha. Government House correspondent Ejika Abana reports that the governor's wife, the deputy governor, members of the state executive council, members of the state House of Assembly, among others, witnessed the event. His report.
With the symbolic switch-on, shades of Christmas light decorations should be expected to spring up across the state. Increased security surveillance across the nooks and crannies of the state are also expected. Governor Obianora explained that the state has always been a safe haven for the citizenry, saying that the essence of the event is to officially flag off Christmas season in the state. The governor emphasized that law-abiding citizens can sleep with their two eyes closed, as plans and measures have been perfected to handle criminal elements who are on the prowl, hoping to perpetrate crime. While commending security operatives in the state for their gallantry and commitment, Governor Obianora stressed that state government's efforts in security has remained unparalleled across the country and the West Africa.
We must have by God's grace, we must have a very Merry Christmas and a happy and prosperous New Year that will bring individual gifts and a great honor to our state.
While urging the governor not to relent in his vision for the state, the Commissioner for Public Utilities, Mr. Obiwankwo, said that the governor's Light Up Anambra project has added impetus to the security architecture of the state, commending the governor for living up to his promises.
We're here to usher in the Christmas season, as usual, by switching on the Christmas light by His Excellency, the Executive Working Governor of Anambra State.
The symbolic switch-on was performed by the Speaker of the State House of Assembly, Barrister Rita Madoago, flanked by the House members, among others. The governor was taken round the garden while fireworks displays added color and glitz to the event. From Opiweka Road Garden, Onitsha, Ejika Abana, ABS News.
The state government has initiated more measures to further reposition and transform technical colleges across the state. The Commissioner for Basic Education, Professor Keita Menoa, disclosed this while receiving an award from a non-governmental organization, Bring It in Africa, at Jerome Udota State Secretariat, Oka. Paul Ezoke has the report.
Professor Medora said government is rebuilding and equipping the colleges to meet the demands of the day and provide technical services to the public, noting that technical education holds great future prospects for the society. She attributed the success recorded in the education sector to Governor William Obianora's support to the drive for youth entrepreneurship, zero unemployment, hands-on experience training for students, and capacity-building programs for teachers. The Commissioner expressed satisfaction that all the 12 technical colleges and 24 trade subjects have received full accreditation of the National Board for Technical Education, thereby giving the students labor market credibility, while the teachers have continued to receive local, national, and international capacity-building programs, and Teachers Industrial Work Experience Scheme has also been introduced. According to Professor Menoga, the state government is also rebuilding model hostels in all the colleges and is partnering with many entrepreneurs, industrialists, and others to provide hands-on experience training for the students in every trade subject they are learning.
where we want to get those who are, if you like, roadside artisans and stuff, where we want to get them into our technical colleges to go and run short courses, and we certify them, and that gives them, for example, someone that is doing hairdressing, we need to have a certificate to make sure that in terms of, say, cleanliness, hygiene and all those things, if you are doing pedicure and manicure, they are doing it in correct environment, that's what you are doing. So that people do not get, it will curtail the spread of diseases and stuff like that. People who are molding blocks, we have some form of certification, because that will make you to know how to mold block properly, merging both theory and practice, and be able to do it properly. And that will also help us checking, collapse of buildings. And that's where we are going to go now. And that's what we want to do. In the next couple of years, I hope we're going to achieve this.
Presenting the award earlier, the president of the organization, Mr. Shibonweke, said the honor was in recognition of the remarkable contributions and selfless service of the commissioner in educational development. Mr. Nweke noted that the state education sector has also become a reference point in the country, while students from the state have continued to distinguish themselves in national and international competitions and examinations.
They put the program, and it has been awesome. We all know that the governor came to that program at the finals to issue out the prize gift to the winners, showing the effort of this NGO. We've been to so many projects. Just like what the Honorable Commissioner was saying, we are partnering with the Ministry of Education in carrying out too many other projects in the Ministry of Education, too many of them. So the NGO is just selfless to make sure that our youth are not lazy, to prove to the world that Nigerian youth are not lazy, but they lack the platform for them to excel. That's what we're trying to do, and to make God be the glory, people are seeing what we're trying to achieve.
The permanent secretary of the ministry, Mr. Nwabeze Nwankwo, also received an award from the organization. In Oka, Paul Ezoke, ABS News.
Members of the Association of Medical Laboratory Scientists of Nigeria have been charged to imbibe the practice of teamwork to promote efficiency and higher productivity. The State Commissioner for Health, Dr. Joe Akabike, gave the charge when Anambra State branch of the association hosted the 2018 End of the Year Award Luncheon and investiture of its 8th state executive. Chibuzo Medike filed in the reports taken from our studio.
The Association of Medical Laboratory Scientists of Nigeria is a non-governmental, non-religious, non-partisan and non-profit-making professional organization with the purpose of furthering public interest by encouraging the study and advancement of practice of medical laboratory science. Dr. Akabike, who was given an award at the event, recounted some of the health reform programs of the state and appreciated the AMLSN for their contributions to the health sector and stressed the need for teamwork. The Health Commissioner advised the association to give easy access and encourage the younger members into the practice to raise the morale of students studying the course and assured that the state government will always partner the association to transform the state health sector.
Laboratory scientists are one of the people that should contribute to that. So I appreciate what they're doing. This is one of the associations, and surprisingly, I don't know whether some of you noticed it, and I don't even know why. I have never been stage of their end.
Delivering a lecture titled Medical Laboratory Service in Nigeria, Challenges, Threats and Opportunities, the chairman, Steering Board, West African Postgraduate College of Medical Laboratory Service, Dr. Gosway Okara, while noting that the tools of science and technology have revolutionized healthcare practice, noted that laboratory tests play an indispensable role in the early detection and accurate diagnosis of diseases, monitoring of treatment, disease surveillance and prevention.
Modern healthcare delivery practice is a multidisciplinary endeavor involving many professions and professionals. The introduction of science into medical practice stopped hunches, intuition and guesses in the art of medicine.
Also speaking, the national president of AMLSN, Dr. Bassi, represented by his vice, Dr. Felix Emelike, and the chairman on the occasion, Dr. Uche Odionyema, said that with commitment, hard work, discipline, the State Council of the Association will continue to record success and growth in profession and thank the state government for cordial relationship with the association. Earlier in an opening remarks, the state chairman of AMLSN, Comrade Uche Ezenwa, stated that the theme for this year's edition, Medical Laboratory Service in Nigeria, is apt, as the need for empirical research is paramount to quality healthcare delivery.
9 deacons have been ordained priests and 9 postulants were made deacons by Archbishop Ecclesiastical Province of the Niger and Bishop of Onewu Diocese, Mr. Reverend Godwin Okpala. The ordination service took place at the Cathedral Church of St. Mary, Uruagunewi, which attracted members of clergy, knights and ladies of the church, as well as Anglican faithful, friends and well-wishers who came to felicitate with the newly ordained. Our correspondent, Amaka Chibuzo Okoye, was there and now reports.
Reverend Godwin Okpala, a professor, while performing the function, charged them to proclaim by word and did the gospel of Christ, fashion their life in accordance with its precepts, and to love and serve the people among whom they work, caring alike for strong, weak, rich, and poor. Most Reverend Professor Okpala advised them to be true to their calling, trust and obey, as well as please God in their lives and raise more people for the kingdom of God, adding that they should preach, declare God's forgiveness to penitent sinners, and pronounce his blessings.
The primary motive for this is to go and convert souls so that they can make them. I want people to receive them very well, cooperate with them, and do as just they have told them so that they can also become children of the living God.
In a sermon during the ordination, the retired Bishop of Niger West Diocese, Right Reverend Professor Anthony Nkwoka, said as shepherds, they should lay down their lives for their flocks, live a holy life, as many are looking up to them for salvation, and as a priest, their ministry is for evangelism, winning souls, and caring for the sick. Right Reverend Professor Nkwoka told them, as a co-laborers in Christ, they should harvest souls, be diligent, spiritually balanced, and preach God's undiluted word anywhere they are posted.
Fear not, for I bring you good tidings of great joy, which shall be to all people. For unto you is born this day a Savior who is Christ.
Speaking on behalf of the newly ordained priests, Reverend Obumneme Ifakandu and Kenechukwu Nzelibe said that the journey of priesthood is not an easy task, and thank God who saw them through, while promising to be alive to their responsibilities of winning souls. Also in their separate speeches, on behalf of the ordinance, Messrs. Obediah Uzo and Anazado Chinemerem restates commitment to serve God, praying for his grace in their ministries, and promised to reflect Christ in their journey of life. The service featured spiritual rendition, prayers, and ordination processes, while some priests from sister churches were in attendance to show solidarity. From Cathedral Church of St. Mary, Uruagunewi, Amaka Chibuzo Okoye, ABS News.
In a bid to ensure free flow of traffic and hitch-free Yuletide celebration in Enugu community and environs, work on the Nkwe-Enugu Link Road connecting Enugu-Onitsha Expressway is in top gear. Emmanuel Konkwo filed this report.
The road, totaling 6 kilometers with 4 bridges and 6 culverts, was flagged off in April 2015 by Governor Willie Obiano as part of measures to reduce congestion on the highway and open up avenue for more communities to evacuate farm produce, all parts of the state. Speaking to the ABS, the site engineer, Mr. Emmanuel Okoro, revealed that the road is 90% completed, remaining 2 kilometers to the expressway where earthwork is ongoing, after which they will finalize with the stone base. He appreciated Governor Obiano's proactive measures in providing the best road network in the country, assuring that they will stick to specifications.
We have less than 300 meters of drain on each side. That's the end. The earthwork is already at the expressway. So what we are preparing to do now is to start laying stone base.
Some youths of the area, Mr. Chinonso Udenze and Vincent Ifano, expressed delight with the speed with which the contractor is handling the project, thanking the state government for fulfilling its promise of completing the road. They noted that the road, when completed, will give room for expansion of the community development programs and give alternative routes to motorists across the state.
Our able brother with the contractor, our governor, because if I be a guy, and our brother contractor, no can mobilize this December, the motor rebel when you like for the Xmas period.
The person in charge, being the Akumas construction, we commend him on the good work he is doing for our people. And also for the governor of Anambra State, Chief Dr. Willie Madabro Obiano, on Anambra State, for the good work he has been doing for our people.
At the site, workers were seen carrying out their duties in full force, while commuters were using the road to access various parts of the state. From Enugu, Emmanuel Okonkwo, ABS News.
Staff of the National Assembly under the aegis of Parliamentary Staff Association of Nigeria, PASAN, today barricaded both legislative chambers over non-payment of their consolidated salary structure. With chants like "no pay, no sitting," "no pay, no passing of bills," the aggrieved staff were seen carrying placards with various graffiti demanding for the immediate release of their salaries. The chairman of Parliamentary Staff Association of Nigeria, PASAN, Bature Musa, told journalists that the intention of the protesting National Assembly workers is not to have a face-off with the legislators. He said lawmakers will not be prevented from accessing the red and green chambers when they arrive. However, the protesting staff stopped Deputy Senate President Ike Ekweremadu from accessing his office. The protesting workers chanting "Anti-Clerk of the National Assembly" songs had placards bearing words like "Executive Fund National Assembly now," "Omolore must go," "Conless has been approved since 2010," "Promotion is our right," "Say no to consultancy," "No welfare incentives for staff since 18 years now," "We need a lot," "Release our promotion letters now," "Contract inflation is a crime," and many others were displayed. And now business news. The Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, has launched the green bond issuance rules following a series of engagements with stakeholders and capital market operators. SEC has collaborated with the Green Bonds Market Development Program, supported by the Climate Bonds Initiative, CBI, and the financial sector deepening Africa to support the development of a non-sovereign green bond market in Nigeria. The program provides training for regulators, investors and intermediaries on green bonds as part of its efforts to create an enabling environment for issuers and other stakeholders to take advantage of the tremendous opportunities that green bond offers. Speaking at the launch of the rules in Abuja, Ms. Mary Uduk, Acting Director General SEC, stated that Nigeria strives to harness the resources of non-oil sectors to anchor the transition to a more resilient economy. There is the urgent need to close the country's infrastructure gap with investment in sustainable finance initiatives. The SEC's release of the Green Bond rules is a significant step in furthering the complementary efforts of the government, regulators, and the financial service industry to direct financial capital to more sustainable economic activity. The new guidelines are prepared in line with leading international guidelines and standards, providing confidence to domestic and international investors. It also provides certainty to issuers of green bonds in Nigeria. And on the foreign scene, Labour in France has finally succeeded in bending the arms of government authorities. French Minister Edouard Philippe has announced a 6-month moratorium on planned tax hikes on fuel in response to weeks of nationwide protests against high pump prices and living costs. Philippe revealed today that he hoped the measure would bring calm and serenity back to France and enable real dialogue on the concerns of the so-called so-called Yellow Vest protesters. The demonstrations, which began on November 17, sparked on Saturday Paris' worst rioting in decades, with protesters clashing with police, setting fire to vehicles and looting shops around the capital's famed Champs-Élysées Avenue. In his address, Philippe said the anger on the streets originates from a profound injustice of not being able to live with dignity from one's work. He also announced that increase in the cost of gas and electricity, which we are also said to take effect from January 1, will be suspended from 3 months during the winter months. Philippe added that the tightening of technical assessment for cars, which was set to penalize heavily polluted older vehicles, would also be halted for 6 months. The Yellow Vest protests were originally spurred by a squeeze on household spending brought about by President Emmanuel Macron's taxes on diesel, which he says are necessary to combat climate change and protect the environment. And on the sporting scene, Sierra Leone has been disqualified from the 2019 African Cup of Nations qualifying competition, the Confederation of Africa Football has revealed. Football World Governing Body FIFA has suspended the Sierra Leone Football Association in October due to government interference. CAF's decision means Kenya and Ghana are assured of first and second place in Sierra Leone's Group F and have therefore booked their place in next year's finals. The role stems from the decision of Sierra Leone's Anti-Corruption Commission to sack SLFA President Issa Johassen and General Secretary Christopher Kamara during an ongoing probe into corruption and mismanagement. In October, CAF cancelled 2 matches pitting Sierra Leone against Ghana due to the disputes between Freetel and FIFA. The 2019 finals have been plunged into uncertainty after CAF last week stripped Cameroon of the right to host the tournament, citing delays caused by infrastructure work. The organization has yet to determine the new host country, but said it will reach a decision by the end of the year. And that's it on the news. But before we go, a quick reminder that you can follow news on ABS from any part of the world by logging onto our website, www.absradiotv.com. Like us on Facebook at www.facebook.com/ABS Radio Television. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at ABS Radio TV. And now the recap of our major stories. Governor Obiano has assured of intensified security across the state this Yuletide. Health Commissioner has said the ministry is ready to partner stakeholders to institutionalize successes made in the health sector of the state. National Assembly workers protest on payment of salaries, call for clerks' removal. And on the foreign scene, we reported that France authorities have suspended fuel tax hikes weeks after Yellow Vest protests led to economic crunch. That's the size of our package tonight. Many thanks for watching. My name is Chidimma Arawa. Good night.